This is my first tutorial. I'm so excited. So I'm going to show you how to do really great eyes. I always get compliments on my eyes. They're always really shimmery and everything, and I attribute it to the MAC makeup. So I wanted to show you guys how I do that, kind of for like a layered pop type of look. So first things first, I use 5 shadows when I do this look. The first base I use to kind of give that overall shimmer is Idol Eyes. The second thing I use is kind of a highlight on the brow bone. That is called Remotely Gray. It's kind of a little brown color. Then I go through and highlight kind of around the inner parts of my eyes here, kind of give it an extra pop there. This one is called Fig 1. And then just right around the brow bone, just to give it a little highlight, I use Floof. This is really, really great highlight you can use. Kind of really opens up the eye. You can put it in the corner here, up along the brow bone. Really, really great. I suggest getting it. And then for my eyeliner, I use the shadow called Shadowy Lady. How perfect. It's kind of an eggplant color, so it's not so harsh. If you have lighter skin tones or whatever, then like a black. So this is a really good eyeliner to use, and creates a really dramatic cat eye if you want. You can do lots of great things with it. So the next thing that's extremely important are your brushes. So I use this one for the overall shimmer, this one to apply the brown and kind of more of the highlights around the brow bone. This little one here I use to do the little highlights with the purples and whatever color I'm wanting to use to highlight. And then this is actually my shadow, or not my shadow brush, my eyeliner brush. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm using Idol Eyes to do my overall shimmer. So you can see it, as you can see. Okay, so there I have all that, kind of that dramatic look there for the base. Okay, so now I'm going to use Remotely Gray. This is where I'm going to highlight along the brow bone here. And this kind of creates just a bigger eye, gives it more dimension. So you can see it's right along here. Right along that brow bone. And based on the shape of your eyes, obviously you're going to highlight in different places. But I have a pretty exaggerated brow bone here, so I like to highlight along there. So you sweep all the way from the outer corner into the inner corners. And you kind of want to create like a nice oval shape. And at the end I go back and touch everything up, so it's not all over the place. Okay, so I have that. So now going to use Fig 1 with the little brush to highlight. So I like to do it on the corners here, so you can see that, and then kind of drag it in through the crease all the way to the inner eye. So what this is doing here is actually creating a dimension look, so you can kind of see how it's still the shimmer right through here that kind of gives it a little bit of a pop. Now the other eye in the corner, and bring it through the crease here. Last step here, using Floof, I'm going to highlight with this bigger brush. I like using this one. Make sure you kind of brush it off because you have the darker color on there before you put it on. Just get a little bit here, and I highlight just along the brow bone here. That's really going to open up your eye. The light will catch on it, makes it nice and pretty. So at this point I usually go through and clean up the corners here, and I'll use my foundation, and I have like a little brush here that I use. Oh, and I always have my foundation and everything on. I put it on my eyes here, so it kind of creates a great base for that makeup there. So kind of just go through and clean up the sides. You can even use your finger, that's what I do. That might not be the technical term for actual makeup artists, but kind of clean up there, and then I just go through and touch up with my concealer here. kind of cleaned it up there. Now for the eyeliner. So using the little brush here. So I start in the corners and I kind of just go into the middle. I don't go all the way across because for my eye shape, it just kind of makes my eye look smaller. But I do a little bit of a cat eye here. So just kind of, and the nice thing about this is angled, so it's really easy to do that. What you do is follow the natural line of where your lower lid goes and just kind of follow up. That makes the best line there. Voila! Now for the other. And there we go. Depending on how dramatic I want it, sometimes I'll do a little bit underneath, so for the sake of this video, I will. And I just do a little bit in the corners. Once again, I don't like completely shutting my eye and making it close. So I'll just do it in the corners here. Final stage, mascara is my lifesaver. This is my go-to makeup piece, my favorite thing. So I use MAC Opulash. I usually do like to use Dior Show, however, it is extremely expensive and only lasts for like a month or two, and I don't want to pay $30 every 2 months for mascara. But this is kind of similar to it. It's that really thick consistency, kind of like inky, so you can just build on and create those long lashes. And it kind of gives it like that false lash type of look. And then I use Great Lash, which is the best ever. About $5 at the drugstore or whatever. And this is a good layering piece just to kind of hold it on, at least for my eyelashes, because this inky type of mascara doesn't flake. So, and it has a nice big applicator brush there. So I just kind of go through, and I apply a lot here. Because of the cat eye here, you want to put on enough that it looks like the lash is just continuing. So you just layer a lot of it there. And another trick that I was told a long time ago, don't pump the mascara, it actually dries it out. You can just, if you need to redip it, just go in smoothly just one time. Pumping it dries it out and it won't last as long. And to get a little bit more longevity out of your mascara, you can put a little drop of like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or anything, the syrup. Consistency helps keep the moisture in there for a little longer. And a little bit on the lower lashes. I'm going to go through and touch it up. And then put on the final touch with the Great Lash. And give it that nice, thick, falsy look that we all love. And voila, there you have it. Beautiful MAC makeup eyes that give it the right amount of pop but aren't too drastic. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I had a great time doing it, and hope to see you soon again.